right now you're having a crazy moment.
Yeah.
You are legit, as you well know. You know, the footage from Dublin, we were at that like premiere together. Like, you're getting a lot of love, a lot of crazy, wonderful energy. How do you reconcile that with, like, you know, 14-year-old Paul inside,
Yeah.
who didn't, like, none of us had that.
Yeah.
I mean, there must be kind of like a surreal doesn't begin to describe that.
It's surreal, and it's like, it's totally surreal. It's like, I've had, even the Oscars wasn't this.
Right.
It was like it was a different, and I think the great thing about the Oscars is that it's like a total celebration of film, but it's shared
Yes.
amongst many people. Whereas with this, it's like, this is also shared, but with less people.
Right.
And honestly, it's like, part of me is like, and not to say this, but like part of me is like, I wonder if I'm going to pull out of this.
Right.
Because I'm like, nothing on anything else. It's just like, it's a lot of,
Yeah.
it's a lot of it. But having said that, it's been, the people that I've been met with like incredible kindness and generosity.
Yep.
It's more so to do with just the scale of it's just your perception of yourself changes very quickly over a very short period of time.
Well, it's funny, in listening to some past conversations you had, you were talking a lot about how, like, life really changed with normal people.
Yeah.
And to hear you talk back then, a couple years ago even, you were like, yeah, there are degrees, things are a little different now, but the biggest change
Yeah.
was that. Now, having gone through this, though, maybe
I think I might be a bit wrong. Like, whether I'm right or wrong, I don't know if I'll fully know that until like
right, you need a little perspective.
5, 6 months down the line. But I think, as awful as COVID was, now when I look back on it, I'm like thank God
You kind of eased
that
into
I was
fame
like
and all that.
away from people, because if I'm struggling with this junction now, having had that experience, I don't know what that would have been like
Right.
at that moment. And this is probably my first time articulating that, but it's a specific skill set that you don't learn. I didn't learn it by proximity to this industry growing up. I didn't grow up in LA, New York, or London. I didn't know I wanted to be an actor until much, you know, like
Right.
it was never on the radar. So there was no part of me learning, who's like any other childhood with the kind of desire to be
Yep.
out in the world. But also, you're smart enough to realize that like that's the gig.
Yeah.
You get out in front of the movie and you do your job. But there's a certain tax that comes with that, I think.